Could Zelensky's corruption scandals be fueling Trump's fears over critical tech transfers? Ukraine corruption fears now hit U.S. arms exports as Patriot secrets face fresh risks? Patriot makers fear Ukraine tech leak could put sensitive U.S. data within Russia and China's reach? U.S. arms secrets at risk in Ukraine? Ex-officer sounds a major Patriot warning. Could Patriot secrets reach Moscow? A former U.S. officer flags Ukraine's corruption risk. An ex-U.S. Army officer warned that corruption concerns in Ukraine could potentially threaten the security of sensitive Western weapons technology. The source said Patriot system makers had reason to fear that their technology could be transferred elsewhere if safeguards were weakened. Rasmussen said allowing Ukraine to build Patriot systems under license could create new security risks involving sensitive components and technology. He warned that knowledge of Patriot components could potentially reach Russia or China, creating wider risks for U.S. national security. Rasmussen also warned that sensitive military technology could potentially fall into the hands of terrorist groups through illicit transfers. The retired U.S. Army lieutenant colonel described Ukraine as highly vulnerable to corruption risks that could affect the security of defense technology. He said the concerns could extend beyond Patriot systems to other current and future U.S. weapons supplied to or produced in Ukraine. The warning came as Kyiv sought greater access to Western defense technology and expanded production capabilities for advanced weapons. Russian attacks killed 5 people and injured 21 others in Zaporizhia and Kyiv overnight on August 11, according to Ukrainian officials. Zaporizhia suffered the heaviest casualties, with 5 people killed and 20 others injured, according to the Kyiv Independent. One person was also injured in Kyiv as Russia launched simultaneous attacks on both cities during the overnight barrage. Ukrainian officials said ballistic missiles and guided bombs were used against targets across Zaporizhia. The strikes damaged homes and other buildings, while fires and power outages were also reported across the affected areas. The attacks came as Ukraine faced a growing threat from large Russian missile and drone salvos, with Moscow increasing the scale and frequency of its combined strikes. Unmanned Systems Forces commander told the Associated Press that Russia could launch up to 77 missiles simultaneously in a single barrage. Robert Brovdy said Moscow was seeking to increase the scale of its simultaneous missile barrage to as many as 200 weapons. He later clarified that the figure included both ballistic and cruise missiles of various types used in Russian attacks. The warning was significant as Ukraine continues to face a critical shortage of air defense interceptors needed to counter large salvos. Brovdy also warned that Russia had sharply increased its use of jet-powered Shahd-type drones in recent weeks. He said the number of jet-powered drones had risen 2.5 times in recent weeks, adding to the pressure on Ukraine's defenses. Russia's new jet-powered Shards are forcing Ukraine into a dangerous new drone race, as air defense systems built for slower threats face a much shorter response window. Russia is gradually shifting away from older Shard 136 drones toward jet-powered models, according to reporting from Mezher. The new UAVs use turbojet engines and can fly 2 to 2.5 times faster, allowing them to cover the final distance to targets before many mobile defenses can reposition. This faster speed lets the drones cross air defense zones before many systems can react, especially cheaper interceptor drones and mobile fire teams designed for slower Shards. Jet-powered Shards have also been used against shipping and infrastructure targets, creating a threat not only to Ukrainian cities but also to Black Sea ports and maritime operations. Deputy Commander of Ukraine's Dark Node Anti-Shard Battalion said, and I quote, "The share of jet-powered attack drones relative to the total number of launches is growing. Based on our observations, they may account for between 25% and 50% of all daytime launches." Unquote. Ukraine was actually the first to use jet-powered missile drones in this war, deploying systems like Peklo, Bars, and Ruta early on. Russia then saw greater value in mass deployment and expanded its own production of similar jet-powered systems at scale. Moscow now reportedly produces around 500 jet-powered drones every month, according to estimates from Ukrainian intelligence. Notably, Russia's 2026 defense order includes nearly 100,000 Shards, decoys, and equivalent systems combined. Some new drones now use seekers, cameras, and online guidance to identify targets, reducing the chances that they lose direction after entering complex or contested environments. Other versions reportedly use multiple cameras and a mesh modem, allowing remote operators to guide the drone while maintaining a live data link over the target area. Geran 3 and Geran 4 drones use Iranian-based designs with commercially available turbojet engines, allowing Russia to combine proven airframes with cheaper and faster propulsion. Multiple cameras scan the target area, giving the drone more visual information before it makes its final approach toward an intended target. Mesh modems enable remote control, allowing operators to update the drone's route or direct it toward a target after launch. Machine vision can identify targets by processing images in real time, helping the drone distinguish military equipment, ships, or infrastructure from surrounding terrain. Seeker systems allow automatic recognition, reducing the drone's dependence on continuous satellite navigation or direct operator instructions during the attack. Once a target is identified, the drone can track it until impact, making moving ships and vehicles far more difficult to evade. Less operator involvement is required, allowing Russia to launch more drones simultaneously while reserving personnel for only the most complex targeting decisions. In Ukraine, a Russian missile attack on Odessa injured at least 14 people, according to Ukrainian officials. 11 people were hospitalized in Odessa following the attack, with one victim reportedly remaining in serious condition. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia launched 11 ballistic missiles and almost 100 drones toward Odessa during the overnight barrage. Ukrainian forces said they intercepted 72% of the drones, but managed to intercept only one of the 11 missiles. The strikes also hit energy infrastructure in Odessa, causing power cuts and disrupting water supplies across parts of the city. President Volodymyr Zelensky said around 300,000 families in Odessa were left without power following the overnight attack.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.